Good afternoon, everyone. We're presenting an 11-year-old boy who presented to us from Siwan, Bihar, with anterior neck swelling for 4 years, which was progressively increasing in size, with no history of any pressure symptom, no history suggestive of hypo or hyperthyroid symptoms. However, there was history of occasional cough with breathlessness on exertion that was noticed by his parents for the last 6 months. There was no history of swelling anywhere else in the body, no history of hemoptysis, no bone pains, or history of seizures. He had his paternal, they used to stay with paternal grandparents, and his grandfather had history of pulmonary tuberculosis and was treated for the same. There was no history of sudden death in the family, no history of malignancy or neck operations in the family. He was born out of non-consanguineous marriage. He did not have any other siblings.
Hello. Rachit. Thank you so much. कही बात नहीं करूँगा।
On,
एक्चुअली हम उसमें है ना जाके उसमें
on examination,
ऑनलाइन है।
his pulse rate was 100 per minute and his blood pressure was 90 by 60 millimeters of mercury. On examination of the neck, there was a swelling arising from the right lobe of the thyroid of size 3 into 3.5 centimeters. It was ovoid in shape and had irregular surface. Consistency was hard. There was no decreased mobility and lower border was well palpable. Left lobe of thyroid was also enlarged, but there was no nodularity that was felt. He had bilateral multiple level 2, 3, 4, and 5 nodes, which were rounded and firm in consistency. Largest node was 1 into 1.5 centimeter in the right level 3, and it was non-tender. On systemic examination, his lungs had bilateral equal air entry with no wheeze or any added adventitial sounds. Cardiovascular system and other systemic examination was within normal limits. On evaluation, his TSH was 3.26 milli international unit per liter, and a high resolution ultrasound of the neck was done, which revealed ill-defined infiltrative lesion replacing the right lobe and isthmus of approximately size 4.5 into 3 into 1.2 centimeters with multiple punctate calcifications. There was an extrathyroidal component which was noted abutting the right internal carotid artery, and there were ill-defined lesions in his left lobe of the thyroid. Bilateral multiple enlarged lymph nodes were found in from level 1 to 6. A guided FNAC of thyroid swelling was reported as papillary thyroid carcinoma, and FNAC of the right cervical lymph node was reported as metastatic papillary carcinoma thyroid. His chest X-ray was done, which revealed bilateral miliary mottling in both the lung fields in all the zones. A CCT was done, which revealed ill-defined hypodense lesion in his right lobe of 4.5 into 3 into 1.2 centimeters with multiple enlarged bilateral lymph nodes. The nodule was found to have mild, less than 180-degree abutment with the carotid, but fat planes were maintained. There was no intratracheal component. There was no retrosternal component, and there were no mediastinal nodes. However, both the lung fields were studded with nodules suggestive of metastasis. We prepared him for surgery and took him up for total thyroidectomy with the central compartment lymph node dissection, bilateral selective lymph node dissection levels 2 to 5, and under neuromonitoring. Intraoperatively, bilateral lobes were found to be enlarged. Right lobe and isthmus were adhered to the trachea. but were successfully shaved off. Right RLN was found to be densely adhered to the central compartment lymph nodes, which were also shaved off, preserving the right recurrent laryngeal nerve. Two parathyroids had to be auto-transplanted due to accidental devascularization during surgery. And the nodes on both sides are found to be adhered densely to right IJV, but could be successfully dissected off. This is his grossing of the specimen. It was 20 gram in size. On bisection of the right lobe, there was a fleshy, tan, gritty sensation while cutting tumor in the right lobe, which was completely replacing the right lobe of thyroid. And the left lobe was normal while bisecting. It was only fleshy with hemorrhagic areas. Bilateral level 2 to 6 lymph nodes were present. Largest of them was 1.5 into 2 centimeters. The final histopathology was reported as papillary thyroid carcinoma with solid variant. Size of the tumor was maximum size was 4.5 centimeters. It was a multifocal lesion with capsular invasion, and 87 nodes were dissected, out of which 29 were found to have tumor deposits. A staging, conclusive staging of T4A, because it was grossly adhered to the trachea and the capsular invasion was present. N1B for central and bilateral lateral compartment involvement, and M1 for the lung metastasis, a staging of stage 2 disease. Post-operative period was a bit stormy for this patient. He required IV calcium infusions for hypocalcemia, and he also developed mild respiratory distress requiring extensive inside of spirometry and chest physiotherapy. He due to lung atelectasis, but did not require any ICU management. He was initiated on suppressive doses of thyroxine, that was 75 micrograms for his body weight, and he was discharged on 7th post-operative day from the ward. He came for follow-up 2 months later, uh, where after stopping thyroxine supplementation, where his TSH was found to be 100 and a thyroglobulin of more than 300. A radioiodine scan was done, which showed uptake in his thyroid bed, right level 2 lymph nodes, and bilateral diffuse lung uptake, suggestive of metastasis. He was given administered 100 millicurie of iodine 131 under steroid cover and was discharged the next day. He is yet to come for further follow-ups.